Welcome to our Aurelia Essential Oils Aroma Talk. I'm Kandria, and today I talk to you about letting go and our amazing essential oil blend Peace. Anytime you go through a transition in your life, you should use Peace. Because very often it happens that we cannot go forward because we are holding back from old, unresolved issues we are not at peace with. Where we are not even able to make a decision, where we can even be in panic because we don't know what to do. Should we do this or that? Because before we are even able to make a choice, we should be at peace with ourselves, because then we can only see what our options are. Peace is helping to let go of all the attachments, fears, emotions, and mostly the resistance. The resistance we hold on to because we want it my way. And if you want it my way, we hold on to that resistance. We need to let go if we want to sleep. Sleep is called the little death also. If you want to sleep, you really have to let go. If you cannot sleep, you probably have a problem with letting go. We need to let go to be able to move forward. And the reason why we hold on to our resistance is because we want to control things on the outside instead of surrendering, excuse me, to the things we cannot control. We very often hold on to these little things which are so trivial and don't want to surrender and let go of these little things. For example, there is a noise next door and we cannot let go of that. We just, we are so attached to this noise, maybe because we had to be very quiet when we were little, when we were a child. And this is why the reason we cannot have noise. Somebody else is noisy, for example. And if we are attached to that, all we hear is this noise all the time. If we can let go of that little thing, then we don't hear the noise, even if it's there, if it's still there. It doesn't bother us anymore. Or we, for example, don't want to move to another place because we are so attached to see the same person every day. This could be an example. Or we don't want to make a big move because when we walk our dog, we meet a certain person every day, or we won't change our job, even if we would like to, because we are so attached to the nice colleagues we have, because maybe we are afraid we cannot find in this new job also nice or maybe even nicer colleagues. These are all things where we are attached. Or maybe you look into your cellar, the things you store there and cannot let go and haven't used in many years, but you keep them maybe because you might need them one day. These are all things we are attached to, and these things, they keep us from moving forward, from moving a more happy life also, and to more live our lives. Peace brings us to peace, because when we are attached to all these many different things, we are not at peace. It helps us to let us go of all these little attachments. And when we are at peace, we will remember things. I'm talking about peace all the time. I hold this here so you can see our amazing blend. We have this in 3 different sizes, like in 30 milliliters, in 10 milliliters, and we also have it in 5 milliliters, which I love very much to have in my purse, or when I'm traveling. I always like to have peace with me. It's a good thing. There always can happen something where you need really peace and let go of something, because something really changes and life is change. To live your life means surrender to change, and if you won't do that, you won't live your life. When we are at peace, we remember things. For example, when we are traveling and we are afraid of something, that something will go wrong, we can be frantic and then become so fearful that we are not really present. And then things like that happen, that we, for example, lose our keys, and we are so in panic in this state. And what happens, that when we are so fearful, we cannot remember where we left our keys. And this is, for example, a good situation to have peace at hand. You put a drop into your hands, like I do here. You rub your hands together, and then you hold your hands in front of your nose and deeply inhale this wonderful scent. And you can put it on your chest. I love to put it here and here on my neck and even on my hair. So I'm in an aura of this wonderful blend. And immediately you feel the amazing power of this blend. You calm down, you let go of the issue, and then all of a sudden your brain starts functioning properly again. And then you probably remember where you left your key. Maybe it's not even lost, it's just in your bag, and you just, in your panic, you didn't look really carefully enough. Peace helps you to let go of all these little attachments we have, and which prevent us from living our life. I once knew this lady. She was working in a bakery, and she told me that her total dream was to visit India. It was a dream she had all her life, since she was little. And I was always encouraging her and told her she should go and she should really do that. But she was so attached to, for example, well, there's nobody traveling with her, nobody's going with her. And I said to her, well, you can go, join a travel group. There are groups who travel to India. And have you ever talked to a person who is attached to so many little things? It is impossible. You cannot talk to them because they find like they have all these attachments and they're so hanging on to them. There is no way to help them. But the peace blend will do, because this works through your lymphatic system and it works through the brain, and it helps you to connect better to your subconscious mind, and it helps things to loosen up, to let a little bit go, a little bit more, like little by little, slowly in your own pace. Holding on to all these things is like you are carrying an energy luggage with you around, like a homeless person who carries all their stuff all the time around. And the more we are able to let go, the lighter we become. The peace blend totally helps with that we can get rid of this really immense energy luggage we are schlepping around. There is so much we hold on to, and this can make us really, really heavy. The peace blend helps us to get lighter and lose this energetic weight we are schlepping around. And by the way, holding on to old issues and all these old things can be a cause for not being able to lose physical weight. We have either faith or fear. Fear is holding us back and is not allowing us to do the things we really want to do. Our fears are not allowing us to live the life we want to live. And if we don't do what we want to do, we become slowly walking corpses. And at the same time, these people have so much pressure because of the weight they hold on to. And this gives rise to self-importance, because there is a total lack of humility and surrendering. If, things accumulate, you hold on to and more and more and more. This gives really rise to self-importance. Peace increases our happiness and our sense of freedom. It also helps us to let go of things and stuff other people dump onto us. It helps us to be able to push these things other people dump onto us back and let go of what people might think about us if we don't do what they want us to do. And this is, I think really a big issue for a lot of people, that they are so afraid of what other people think of them. And this is the reason why they let them dump so many things onto them, and they are totally weighed down, and they are so afraid to just not take it and free themselves of that and push it back, because they are afraid what other people are thinking of them. And this can be really, really a very tight cage. So peace helps you with that, that you can lose your fear, let go of this fear, what other people think about you, because everybody is thinking about everybody what they want. You cannot change anything about another person's opinion about you. So it's really senseless, but we used to be very much controlled by that. Peace is the key. It helps you to get out of that. And then when you can let go of all these things, of course you are more happy. You can laugh more because you feel light and not weighed down. And with all these things which are not your responsibility. And therefore you don't have resentment later. And this is very important. If you let people dump things onto you, and you are not, you are afraid of pushing it back because of their opinion, for example, of you, then you get resentful after a while. And this can make you very, very angry if things accumulate, you know. Peace helps very much with resentment and anger. If you have no angry people around you, you can help them with peace. Just put it in the aroma lamp. This is also a very, very, very good thing, to put some drops of peace into an aroma lamp or in an aroma diffuser, to create a peaceful environment. And in a peaceful environment, it's very hard to get angry. It helps really to let go of resentment, of anger. And so much anger comes from our attachments, where we feel victimized and get anxious. And when we get anxious, we are like animals. When they are anxious, they get aggressive. And this is the reason why so many people are aggressive, because they are so anxious and they're so attached to things, and they're so victimized by their own attachments. So peace is the blend which helps with that. Our blends are really very, very powerful. We have so much amazing results with people with really huge problems, and also with, I mean, I'm working with these oils for over 30 years and talk to clients and help them with the oils. And we have so much amazing feedback. It really, these blends, they help you transform your life in a much, much better life. Peace, the essential oil blend Peace, is also the #1 blend for grieving. If you have unresolved grief from a person maybe you lost, or a dear animal, you know, like a pet, Peace helps you with the grieving. It helps you to have a natural process with the grieving. It's very, very, very important, because if you don't grieve properly, this can really make you sick, you know. So this helps you to let go of this unhealthy self-control, where you repress your emotions and your anxieties. It helps you to let them come up, and when they come up, you can let them out, and when you let them out, you can let them go. The peace also helps you then let it out and let it go, and not be attached to these old emotions anymore. Peace is also the #1 blend for people who are in a dying process, because it helps them to let go of all their attachments they have, and which helps them to rest in peace. There's a saying, rest in peace. I mean, most of the people who are dying are really not resting in peace. And to have a really good death, you have to let go of your attachments. And we better start now with that, while we are living, because if you want to have a good death, you have to have a good life first. If you have a good life and let go of all these little attachments which keep you from doing what you need to do, what you came here to do, then you can have also a good death. But even if a person during their life didn't lose all the attachments, you can use peace to help them to let go. And it also helps the people who are close to this person to let this person die. Because if we hold on to someone who is dying, it can also make it very, very difficult for the person who is in the dying process. So it's for everyone, for all the people who are involved in dying, to help everyone to let go. I remember a client many years ago. Her father was in a nursing home for seriously ill persons for, I think, already 10 years. And he had several pneumonias. And each time he had pneumonia, the doctor said, well, he's going to die now. I mean, he's not strong enough and he won't die. But her father was so afraid of dying. He always said, well, he would like to die, but he can't, because he's so afraid of death. So finally, and thank God, the daughter found to us, and of course I recommended to her peace, and she took it immediately to the nursing home. And her father had pneumonia again, and she rubbed it onto his forehead, into his hands, on his chest, his feet. And when he smelled the scent, he said, now I'm not afraid of dying anymore. And he could go. He could leave peacefully. And this is just amazing. So if you know someone who is dying and you can provide this person peace, this would be an amazing help. So, well, still touched from this feedback we got. We also need to consider, if we want a good death, we need a good life. This is what I said already. We can only rest in peace if we let go of our attachments, and best would be if we do that as long as we live. We have to transcend ourselves, the feelings, the identities, and the attachments. To experience peace, we have to consistently let go, because the ego constantly tries to attach to something. Is, I think, the way of the ego to make it feel safe, but this never works. We have to get out of fear. We have to get rid of our attachments to find to come to peace with ourselves and to be in faith, and then we feel peaceful and safe. Peace helps us to confront our fears and stop running from them. This is also a very important issue, because naturally most people, when they are afraid, they start running from their fears. And this is actually the worst thing you can do, because if you run from your fears, they become bigger and bigger and bigger. And peace helps you to just stop running from the fears and confront your fears. And the amazing thing, what happens when you start confronting your fears, they start shrinking. They lose their power over you. And this is an amazing thing. And peace helps you with that, you know. And the attachments we have, they rule over us and have the control over us. And these fears make us so afraid to look within and tell us kind of that we are going to die if we look at our shadows. No, we are not going to die when we look within. And peace helps you with that, to really be brave enough to look within. Actually, when we look at our fears and confront them, they start losing power over us. Most people run from their fears, and when they run from them, they accumulate and they become bigger and bigger. This is what I said already. I'm far ahead. We go. And then what happens if our fears become bigger and bigger? We go to war with our neighbor, our next town, our country, because I need to protect my peace, right? This is what happens. And when we are at peace, there is no conflict. Peace removes the war, the inner war and the outer war, and it brings inner stillness and peace, but also the freedom. With freedom, our actions become spontaneous because we are at peace. And also, when we are at peace, we are really strong. We are not strong when we are aggressive, because when we are aggressive, we are fearful. Also, when we are at peace, we radiate this power, and then either people want to be with us or get the hell out of here. Peace helps us to be at peace with ourselves and our reality. Peace helps us to have a good life and also helps us when we are dying. This is what I talked earlier about. And that when we are dying, with peace, we can still make a difference to have a better incarnation in our next life. As this is very important. It also helps with this transit from, this life into the thing that comes after death, and to transit into a better next life, or in a good, at least a very good next life. Peace helps the dying to let go, but also the people around them. And peace helps to not be so materialistic and to not hold on to money so much that you are afraid to spend it. Peace helps us with transitions like end of relationships is a big transition, or end of marriage, not to be underestimated. Peace is very much helping with that. Or at the end of job, going into retirement, and all the anxiety we have around that. Or kids are moving out, kids are coming, identity is dying, resentment to not live a good life, or a midlife crisis. Peace very much helps with midlife crisis. Midlife crisis means when you are attached to a life you should have lived but haven't. Peace helps to come to peace with that life you lived, and that you accept the life you lived, and then let go of that and then move on. We are here to find our peace and spread peace. This is the job we have. And world peace starts within. If you have anger about the state of the world, that's contributing to the problem. So really, we need all to deal with our own anger we have about the state of the world, or about the state of our country, or about the state of our town, or about the state of our neighborhood. There's lots to do. And if we confront our fears, which are the reason for our anger, we contribute to world peace. This is the only way. And if you still think you don't need peace, I tell you, you totally need it. Because if you think you don't need it, you are probably in total denial about all the attachments you still are having. So use the link in the email you got within the next 24 hours to get peace with a great discount and come to peace with yourself. Thank you very much for watching this video. See you next time. Bye bye.